I am the youngest elected school board member in East Baton Rouge Parish history. I'm the youngest African American ever elected to our school board.
One of the things I've tried to do, and Tramell has helped me tremendously as vice president, is to be very transparent in the operations of the school board.
Mike and I had an opportunity to really talk about what we envisioned for this district, coming from different perspectives, standpoints, and priorities.
Tramell and I align pretty well. We both have the students at heart. We both work very hard for that.
I think the biggest challenge right now in Baton Rouge is that we have a city that's very segregated. We have a city that is very divisive. We have a city where the haves continue to have and the have-nots continue to have less.
Upper level schools tend to be magnet schools and things where people have to leave their communities, and people who are staying in their communities don't have access to those kinds of schools. I really want to see that change. I really want to see that all of our neighborhood schools become great schools. Magnet schools are great. I have nothing against them, but they should be there for special things, special purposes. You shouldn't have to go to a magnet school to get a great education. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that all of these neighborhood schools can give a great education. We're putting in programs now to address those challenges. And with new members like Tramell, I think they're much more willing to tackle some of the things that have been passed on in the history. That they are more willing to hit the sacred cows and try to make some substantial policy changes in order to bring about the results they want. Because at the end of the day, we all want great education for all of our students.
Equity is a big issue in Baton Rouge. I think it's our biggest issue. And so I'm every day pushing for more equitable resources to go to our higher needs schools, our higher needs students. I'm doing that through policies. I'm not cut from those type of schools. So I'm really fighting to make sure that the story of those students are being told. They can reach the highest of highest potential, just like our other students within our district. I was a teacher. I taught briefly at Ruleville Middle School in Ruleville, Mississippi. That was the first group of students who gave me an opportunity to be in front of them. They loved me, they let me fail, they picked me up on my bad days. And then I came to Baton Rouge and taught at Kenilworth Science and Technology School. And I knew the first day in the classroom that this is the work for me, this is where I was supposed to be. And I went to law school. I graduated from the Southern University Law Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I currently work for an education nonprofit, Education Trust, as the external relations and policy manager. It gives me an opportunity to continue to engage with stakeholders, really looking to change the life of students, specifically by the way of education. To now be on the other side and represent them is just like mind blowing. This is where I went to school at. This is where I was born and raised at. This community raised me. Most people just remember me as a little boy running around the streets riding a bike, and now to actually be in a position of leadership, it's just really beautiful and nice to now serve those people in a way that I believe will help change the trajectory of lives throughout our community.
I graduated from a small high school in South Louisiana and came up to LSU in 1971 and have lived in Baton Rouge ever since. I was a chemical engineer and then got an MBA and went to work in industry here in Baton Rouge. I have always been involved in education, governance of my children's schools all through their career. So I've always worked in and around education. It's been a passion of mine.
I am passionate about education. Education was a pathway to create opportunities for me and my family. I was born in a single parent home to a teenage mom. And so my mom made a lot of sacrifices for me. Education was what she always practiced and preached to me.
Both my parents were educators, both teachers. My dad was also a principal. Not only has it been a passion, I think it's in my DNA. One of the reasons I got on the board was coming from the corporate side. We had a hard time recruiting executives to Baton Rouge to help our businesses grow because of the education system. And so it is a key economic factor within East Baton Rouge, and not only the East Baton Rouge, but the whole surrounding area. We have to have good public schools. A lot of this comes down to communication.
education can become very political at times, and students are always sometimes left out of that equation. So my vision is that one day every single decision that is made from a board perspective is in the students are the priority. I think that you take out the political fights amongst adults and really get back to the root of why we do this as the students.
My vision for the future is any child in East Baton Rouge Parish can go to a school that they choose, hopefully in their neighborhood.
If you're doing the work for students and making sure that students have the best outcomes, then that's enough alignment to get you where you need to be.